We've come off of international break. A lot of activity. All the leagues playing this weekend. I'm super disappointed. Chase and Grandma had better weeks than I did. Liverpool suffered. Real Madrid, Barcelona got wins. So we'll talk about that and a whole lot more. This is My Mom Calls It Soccer, and I am Michelle.
I'm Chase. I call it football.
And I'm Grandma.
Okay, let's dive into this week. How's everybody feeling about how your team did, how things went?
Well, I'm not too happy about how my team went. We faced off against 19th place Girona before this game, and after it, only have gotten one win.
Girona.
Only scored.
Girona has only gotten one win?
Girona.
Okay.
And have only scored 3 goals, including the game they scored against us.
Okay.
So this should have been an easy match. This should have been a walk. It's like a walk at the park. That's
A walk
the
in the
saying.
park?
Walk in the
Yes.
park. This should have been an easy game, and at first it was easy. For like the first 15 minutes, it was very easy. That Pedri goal was amazing to see, very fun. And then we concede a bicycle kick goal. It's not fun.
It was fun to watch.
Impressive, though.
It was impressive.
Yes, he had a good bounce. And what was really mad is that after that, Girona dominated the whole first half after that. They dominated for the rest of the 25 minutes.
But you won, right? Barcelona won. Barcelona won. Okay, yeah.
Last minute
Yeah.
against 19th place.
But a win is a win.
No, it's not.
3 points.
It's not
3
against,
points and a win. You're talking to the girl who hasn't had a win in a while. So
it's not a win against 19th place. At least you guys have gone against good teams.
yeah, but
we
still,
lost 4-1.
Still.
We lost 4-1 to a team that's 7th place. And that just lost to a team that is in 18th place 3-1.
But you won this week, so
Not in a good way. We could have lost 4-1 again.
And you were top of the table for a little while.
Grandma, who's top of the table now?
Real Madrid.
Yeah. So, okay, how was your weekend?
It was rough.
Again, did you win?
We did win.
Yeah, they won.
We won. It was a rough game, and when I say rough, I mean physical. Getafe is a very physical team, and we could not penetrate their 5 in the back. And it was...
You could just say 11 at the back.
11
That's
at the
really
back.
what
11
it's
at the
like.
back.
So,
And Chase, is that parking the bus?
Parking
Did
the
they
bus.
park the bus?
Parking
so
the
that's
bus.
what that's called. Okay.
Yes.
Where you just back everyone in and you're just not going to let them.
and maybe a counterattack every
Okay.
once in a while.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
So-
So at the half, it was 0-0.
Okay.
So the first half was pretty uneventful.
And hard
And-
to
and
watch as
boring.
we talked with, and that's one of the things I think when we are trying to bring new fans into the game, and Grandma and I are new fans.
Yeah, don't watch a Getafe game if you're trying to get into football.
Getafe, because that's who Barcelona played, right? And they've played Getafe?
Yeah, we beat
And-
them 3-0.
Yes, and I said I was going to watch the game, and you were like, you may not want to because it may be boring. So
We actually made it entertaining for Barca.
you did.
So
That is one of the hard things. 0-0, no score is the thing. So, but
Right.
second half,
listen, 0-0s can be fun when it's like 2 teams going after each other. But when
Yes.
it's one team that has to break down the other team doesn't even want to play football, it's not fun at all.
yeah. So
It's not fun.
it's an interesting approach.
Yeah.
Right.
So second half,
Real Madrid controlled the ball over 70% of the time, which, as Chase has explained to me, is how Getafe plays. The downside for the starting 11 was that we were not starting Vinny Jr. or Arda Güler because we have 2 big games coming up within the next week. And so they were not in the starting lineup, and things just didn't gel really in that first half. In the second half, we substituted in Vinny Jr. at, I think, the 55th minute, and Arda Güler came in the 65th minute.
Okay.
In the 76th minute, Getafe decided to sub in. They have a player, Kiko, and he already had a yellow card, and now he was having to guard Vinny.
So he had a yellow card from a prior game?
No, they were getting ready to substitute him out.
Oh.
Okay.
And he had
a yellow card. They were afraid
they
he
were
was
trying
going
to get him out, and before they could get him out,
No.
I'll shut up and let you tell it then. I'm just confused.
They wanted to substitute him out so that he didn't get a red card. And so they brought in Neom, who's an older player, 37. He had a standing ovation when he came onto the pitch. And within 46 seconds, he had a red card thanks to Vinny Jr.
So he got just a straight red card.
Yes.
So
no yellow card.
When we were talking about this earlier, I was confused and I thought it was a yellow and then a yellow.
No.
But this guy,
That's for the other guy.
So the next one coming up.
Yeah, the next one.
So his foul was so egregious that it went straight to a red card.
Yes.
It wasn't because there was no intent to win the ball.
It wasn't on the ball.
No, the ball was going the opposite direction.
Okay. Okay.
And so that turned the tide, so to speak, in the game, because then they're down a player. And so 3 minutes later, then Mbappe scored. And that was off of an assist by Güler.
Okay. All right. So
they did manage to win.
So you were happy.
Yes.
Happy weekend. So I had an unhappy weekend. Yes. So Liverpool lost to one of our big rivals, Man United.
Your biggest rival.
Our biggest rival, Man United. And so it was really frustrating. We gave up a goal in the first minute and then struggled all game to score. It seems like we have all of this talent. We won Premier League last year. We went out, we got more talent, and then it's like we can't figure out how to use them all together. And so, yeah, it was frustrating. We equalized, and then a few minutes later gave up another goal, so lost 2-1.
Yeah.
So it is frustrating. I am a glass half full kind of girl. So after I got away from the game and being frustrated, one of the things I think is, as a new fan, and I started following Liverpool about this time last year, so not quite the full season. So this is my first.
You started supporting Liverpool in January.
Right. Well, in October we went and watched them play in person.
But the first time you watched them as a Liverpool fan was against Man United at Anfield.
Yes.
And you drew that game.
Yes. So this is my first full season following them.
Yeah.
And so I do think that part of your arc as a fan of really becoming connected with a team, you have to go through hard times and you have to go through things that are disappointing. And it is a way you connect with other fans over frustration and discussing things. And so that's my glass half full, is that I think it helps strengthen my interest in them. I was disappointed, and I think that's a good sign. It means that I'm becoming really connected as a fan, and I care about it. And then for them, I think it is good. It is, you have all of these new talents and you're trying to figure out how to use them. And so I think there's definite benefit to going through some of these hard times now and trying to figure it out during this time. So
it's hard for Arne Slot, especially with Isak, because big reason why he hasn't been playing good is because he's not match fit. And the reason he's not match fit is because of him trying to get to Liverpool. He skipped on preseason training. He didn't want to play for Newcastle.
Because he was with Newcastle, and so
he was forcing a move out.
Okay.
And so he's basically not match fit.
Okay.
He's played 3 Premier League games, 1 Carabao Cup game, and 1 UCL game. Or no, 2 UCL games. So that's not really match fit. Now, he needs to get his legs working, especially since he didn't play in the preseason, to get that rust off. And so now Arne Slot's in a position where you spent 120 million pounds on this player, and you can't just bench him, but because he might not get match fit, but he's also not performing well. So he kind of has to force him on the starting 11
to try and get him
to kind of help his match fitness.
And I'm not against Isak. I think he's a great player. It's just I wish that they played Ekitike more.
Yeah.
Because I felt like when he came in the game, you know, then the energy goes up. It's just a different level of play.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the frustrating thing. But again, they're a good team. They have good players. They have a good coach. They won the league last year.
Yeah.
We're just kind of in a slump right now. And you hate losing to Man United. So, anyway, let's see.
Also, fun fact, it's the first time United's beat you guys at
Anfield in 10 years. So,
and that is the 7th time they've beat you at Anfield since 2006.
Yeah. So it was. But on the flip side too, Nick and Emily, who sometimes do a little update segment for our podcast, are Man United fans, and I adore them. And so a good weekend for them, a good win for them, and I'm sure they were excited. Mm-hmm. Even though I wasn't. So, okay, one thing that you loved and one thing you hated from this weekend.
I can give 2 things that I loved.
Okay.
One was the first goal that we scored from Pedri. He gets the ball from Lamine, and he just keeps drifting and drifting and drifting all the way to the left-hand side. And the defenders, they're kind of hesitant. They don't want to tackle him. They don't want to get a pin. They also don't want Pedri to just spin away from him or make a move away. So they're kind of just waiting for him to do something, make a pass, make a 1-2 somewhere. But then he just he passes it into the goal with his weak foot. It dinks off the post and it goes in. So it was really pretty. The second one was Ronald Araujo, who is our defender, playing as a striker, and scored the winning goal for us in the 93rd minute, even though we shouldn't have to be scoring late-minute winners against Girona. It was a very special moment for him. He's been under a lot of backlash since last season, a lot of hate because of him underperforming, so him getting this big moment, big confidence booster for him. Maybe
Underperforming in a specific game or in general last year? Because you guys won the league last year.
Well, he wasn't starting.
Oh.
He was our starter. He wears the number 4 at the back, which is a traditional center back number. So he's been struggling a little bit, especially since the last game, the 4-1 loss. He caused the pen, bad pen.
Okay.
He wasn't good in that game. So
at some
he'll
point,
just have to bounce back.
At some point, too, let's make a note. We should talk about numbers in soccer.
Yeah.
Because jersey numbers do have meaning. They're important. And which in American football, certain numbers go to certain types of players. But I think in football, whatever you want to call it, it's not just that those certain numbers, but if you get a number, if you acquire a certain number, it has meaning, right?
Like the 10.
Okay.
Like the 14 for Arsenal because of its historical significance.
Okay.
The 10 for Barca.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay. So we'll do something on that later. So, okay. One thing you hated? Did you talk about one thing you hated?
Oh, yeah. That Girona could have beaten us 4-1.
Okay.
Again. They had 3 one-on-one chances. One was a great save from Szczesny. The other one, the player just hit it and it dinked off the post. And then the other one, the player skied it. Not from defenders just pressing him or anything. He just skied it.
Okay.
It's very embarrassing. Our press has been like non-resistant in this high line.
Okay.
So.
All right. Grandma.
Yes.
One thing you love. Chase did 2 things you love. If you want to do 2, you can. Something you loved, something you hated this weekend.
Not much to love from this game, but you know.
I loved our goalkeeper for Real Madrid. when Getafe almost scored and Courtois
Yeah.
Is his name, I think.
It is.
He made a great save. He was injured in the process, but he didn't have to leave the game.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that was
his name's very weird. His first name's Thibaut.
Thibaut.
It ends with a T, silent T. Thibaut Courtois. He's Belgian.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. And then one thing you hated?
One thing I hated that Mo Salah couldn't score.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate that. I hated that too. I hated
She
that
probably
too.
also hated that whole game she had to watch. Getafe.
Yes, that I had.
Yeah.
Getafe.
I thought you were going to say you hated that Jude Bellingham started.
Big agenda.
So, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, Grandma's not sure that how she feels about Jude Bellingham starting.
He's going to have to prove himself to me.
he's going to have
Well,
to
he
earn
got
it.
third in the Ballon d'Or rankings.
He's
23,
just
24
coming
season.
off injury.
He came
Yes.
off a shoulder surgery.
He'll end up
so-
probably being one of her favorite players.
Probably.
But he's
Yes.
not there yet.
He's another
Not there
English,
yet.
another Englishman you might like. So
There you go. There you go.
Along with
Okay.
Trent.
So one thing I liked this weekend was Aston Villa got a win. And that was exciting. One of our matchup participants, Abby O, is paired with Aston Villa, and they have had kind of a slow start. So I enjoyed that they got a win, and I love Emi Martinez, their goalie. So I was happy all around for that. And then one thing I hated was that Cody Gakpo for Liverpool had multiple opportunities to score and just could not make it happen.
2 off the post and 1 open header missed.
Yeah. So
Could have had 4 goals.
just frustrating. Yes. So anyway, he played a great game.
He did. He
And-
was your best player,
Yes,
probably, other than
100%.
Ekitike.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about you saying they could have had 4 goals
Mm-hmm.
is that all the reporters yesterday talking about previewing the game, they all were either saying 4-1, 3-1, or 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, it was 2-1.
Nobody.
Man United.
Yeah.
No, because Man United
They
just
lost
has
to
not.
Grimsby
They've been
Town.
playing. Yes,
Right.
although they have looked better in the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
So
I mean, it was against Sunderland.
I know, but a win is a win.
Listen, that's the first time
They
Man
looked
United-
better against us today.
That's the first time Man United's won 2 games in a row under Ruben Amorim.
Yes.
Ruben Amorim.
But
So
anyway,
don't worry, they won't. They're not going to bounce back. They did this many times last season.
well, don't tell Nick and Emily that because they may want them to bounce back.
To
So.
get- hopefully, they're not watching.
Okay. Okay, Soccer 101. So every week on our podcast, we're going to try to go over little bite-sized bits of information about the game to help you learn. Again, our goal is to help new fans come into the game. And so, Chase, when you were talking about Barcelona and some of your frustration with them, you talked about them playing a high line. Tell us what that means. What's a high line?
So that's it's a pretty the term high line's a pretty simple term. It's when your defensive line plays high up the pitch.
And high up the pitch, you mean closer to midfield?
Yes, even in midfield.
Okay.
At times, which is weird. Not many football terms are that simple, but basically high line is so you can basically push your whole team up on the pitch to increase press efficiency.
Okay.
It moves up. It's better for creativity on the ball because your players are also moved up more. So that can help with the wingers. That can help with the movement for the striker. That can help with the midfielders controlling the game. It can also help suffocate the midfield for when the other team has the ball. You can win it right back off them.
Okay.
You can win it right back off their defenders and
But-
get an easy goal.
Okay, so why are you frustrated that Barcelona is playing a high line?
So for the high line, you need to press the whole 90. It needs to be efficient pressing. It needs to be intensity, full 90, and you can't stop. And we've been really tired recently, especially with all the injuries. So we did not press against Girona, and when you don't press with a high line, that leaves big open pockets of space that any team can exploit.
Okay, so they can get past your high line,
Yes.
and
And it's
then
not
they're
like-
in
it's
like a
not great
one-on-one
build-up play.
situation, or right, they've got numbers.
They don't get this from big great build-up play. Girona did it with just like 1 or 2 simple passes, and they were through on goal. It also just takes winning the ball off a midfielder, and you're in. And if the team that holds the high line doesn't show any intensity, if there's not a leader on who knows when to drop the line, when to pull up the line for offside traps. I didn't mention that. Another reason about the high line is when the other team has the ball, you can use that high line as an offside trap.
Oh, okay. So you can try to get them. You can catch
players offside.
I got you. Okay.
And whenever you're pressing,
we'll talk about offsides more too. I think that's just something we have to revisit all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's just a difficult concept.
And when you're pressing efficiently and the team's struggling with the ball and they think they can find open passes, they might stress, they might pick the wrong pass to someone who's offside, and then it kills their momentum.
Okay.
Their momentum's done, and then you can pick the ball up from there. You can pick up momentum, things like that. But when you don't press, it's easy. It's easy football. It's simple, just simple counterattacking football. Just one low-driven cross to the striker and he's in. One through ball to the striker and he's in.
Okay.
It's hard, especially when you don't have a leader.
So
of a
Barcelona
high line.
needs to either stop playing the high line, or if they're playing the high line, they've just got to press more.
They don't need to get rid of the high line, but you can drop it back a little bit more.
Okay.
We have a great midfield pivot of Frenkie de Jong and Pedri.
Not so high line.
I get the joke. But you don't need the high line to be all the way up in the midfield.
Okay.
You can drop it a little bit. You can even just play like a mid block, where it's like how a lot of teams play, because we don't need to increase our efficiency on offense when we have a midfield pivot of Frenkie de Jong and Pedri, who's already got that creativity.
Okay.
Who can already make something happen on their own.
Okay.
And things like that. You can still be really controlling, and might be even more controlling with the ball in a mid block, or just drop the high line a little bit.
Okay.
Not be so
don't be so aggressive.
Don't be so
with
scorched earth about it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So
that makes sense. Okay. High line. Our Soccer 101 term of the week. Okay. We are adding a new segment to the podcast. Some of the feedback that we have gotten is that people who have questions about soccer appreciate the way that we answer those, that maybe they have someone in their life who's a soccer fan and they don't feel like they can ask it, or they ask it and the explanation they get back doesn't really make sense. And so we want to really expand that as we bring new fans on. And so we have a new segment called Let Grandma Ask It, because she'll ask anything.
That's right, I will.
Grandma is going to each week ask a question of Chase on behalf of one of our fans. And so this week we have a question from one of our matchup participants, Rita.
And Rita wants to know, and Grandma will ask, what is the advantage to being left-footed?
So that can help in certain positions that you play, like right wing or left back, or even left center back. Being a left-footed center back can be very helpful for build-up play, things like that. So a right winger, being left-footed, being able to cut in, take on their man more efficiently, take shots on their left, cutting in. Same with fullbacks. They can take crosses more efficiently when they're just running. They can get past their man better. They can dribble better. They can take shots across goal better, things like that. Also, being left-footed can build up some more unpredictability about you. Defenders might have a harder time defending you because they're more used to defending right-footed players.
Kind of like with a left-handed pitcher in baseball.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're more used to a right-footed player, and so then you see a left-footed player. Well, what move is he going to do? How does he dribble? What kind of dribbling does he do? Things like that. It can build up a lot of unpredictability.
Okay.
Things like that. It can also be hard on penalties for goalkeepers. They might not be used to seeing a left-footed player take a pen. It might throw them off a little bit on which side they want to guess.
Okay.
Another thing is, left-footed players.
Before you go to that, I have a question. Are there players who are ambidextrous who can use both feet?
Yes.
I almost said both foots. Both feet.
Yeah. And the Ballon d'Or winner of this year is both-footed.
Dembele.
Yes.
Okay.
Ousmane Dembele. He's even got a thing in his penalty run-up where he could be like on the right side taking the shot with his left foot, and then he'll drift over when he's running up to take it with his right foot.
Okay.
That could throw off goalkeepers. He can even do it on the left side and take it with his left foot.
Okay.
But yeah, he's like one of the hardest players to defend when dribbling, because he's the most unpredictable, because he can do anything with his feet, because he can dribble on both of his feet. He's not like one-dimensional at times. He can do anything. But another thing with left-footed players is that they have more spatial awareness at times, so that can help for like playmaking, seeing the field more, things like that.
Okay.
But another thing on Dembele again is he can play anywhere on the pitch as a forward. He can take a shot with either of his feet, so that's harder to defend. You can't force a player on their weak foot because he doesn't have a weak foot. He can take a cross with either of his feet, things like that. That's probably a huge reason why he won the Ballon d'Or, because he's so hard to defend.
Sure.
And also his pressing's amazing as well. He's very fast.
And so what he plays for PSG. Mm-hmm. What country is he from?
France.
France. Okay, so he is from France.
Yes.
So he'll be on the French national team.
Well, he played for Barca.
Oh, he did play for Barca.
And then he moved to PSG.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Very good. All right, Rita, that's why left-footed players have an advantage. So we learned something. Thanks, Grandma. Now it's time for us to check in on how our matchup participants are doing. So we've already talked about Abby O and Aston Villa. So Aston Villa has won 3 in a row. Is that right? So
yes.
They're doing better. Kind of had a slow start.
They're scoring goals now.
They're scoring goals. So good things happen when you score goals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so our next participant I want to talk about is Carol. And so Carol is following Liverpool, who I am following, obviously. And so it was a rough day for us, but particularly rough for her because her daughter Emily and Emily's boyfriend Nick are Man United fans. And they are our fans that do updates for us on Man United in St. Louis City every once in a while. And so I believe they made a friendly little wager for this game. And so I haven't talked to Carol today, but I'm sure sad on her part, happy on Nick and Emily's part.
Yeah.
Right? But Josh and Rita are 2 people that we paired each of them up with Arsenal. And this is an experiment. So we're trying to match people up. We're trying to bring people into the game. These 2 are both matched with a team that is winning the Premier League right now.
Right.
Playing really well. But both are struggling a little bit to connect. And I think we need to do a better job on our part in terms of doing things to help them connect with the team. I think we need to watch a game with them, help them understand more what they're watching, go through the game with them. But it is kind of interesting because both of them are struggling a little bit to... Neymar! Stop it! Stop! Okay,
oh, you
sit down for just a second.
Me?
Okay, Josh and Rita are 2 participants that we have matched up with Arsenal. And Arsenal is winning the Premier League right now. They're at the top of the table.
Most consistent team.
Yes,
in the Premier
but
League.
Josh and Rita are both struggling a little bit to connect with Arsenal. And so we need to do a better job on our end to help them learn more about the game, maybe watch a game or 2 with them. But any Arsenal fans out there, if you have any tips or things you want to say to them to encourage them to be more connected, please do so, because we're trying to help them really become fans. Jamie is another one. Jamie is a Real Madrid fan.
Right.
And so I think Jamie has been following Real Madrid and seeing that they're winning and they're atop the table right now, but is maybe not watching games. And so I thought it might be a good idea if Grandma watched a game with her.
Sure.
So we will make that happen because it's more fun to watch a game with somebody, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And once you have a team and you're a fan, you don't need that as much, but in the beginning to watch and talk with and share excitement with. So we will definitely work to make that happen. And then we had a rivalry game between two of our matchup participants this week. So we had Abby B, who is following Borussia Dortmund. And then we have Brad, who has his team. They are a perfect match. He is our most successful story so far with Bayern Munich. And so that is a rivalry game and called
Der Klassiker.
Der Klassiker, the classic
Yep.
in German. And Bayern Munich won that game 2-1. But Dortmund did score, but it was after Bayern already had 2 goals.
Yeah.
So I watched the beginning of the game, and when they scored, I yelled in at Chase and I said, Bayern Munich scored. Guess who scored? And you said
Kane.
Harry Kane, because Harry Kane has been on fire.
Scored in every game.
Part of why Brad is enjoying his team so much, they've been really dominant and fun to watch. And so you wanted to talk about their second goal.
Yes.
So what happened on Bayern's second goal?
So on Bayern's second goal, the Bayern player crosses it in the box, low driven. The Dortmund player intercepts it. There really wasn't anyone in the box. He intercepts it and he loses his balance a bit.
Okay.
Probably because of how hard the cross was. So he loses his balance a bit, and it takes him a really long time to, get back on his feet and just get the ball out. And so Michael Olise, he sees that, and instead of hesitating or be like, oh, he'll just clear the ball, he darts over there and slide tackles the ball into the goal. And the defender was about to clear it, but Olise immediately gets it in there. One problem that I did have was with the goalkeeper, Kochen.
Dortmund's goalkeeper. Okay.
He's from Switzerland, and he's a good keeper. I've seen him play a bit, and he's like one of their main leaders in that team. But he didn't do anything there. It was like he was frozen. It's like he had ice blocks for feet.
Yeah.
He did nothing.
Sometimes you get caught watching.
And he was not even in his goal. He was
Oh.
outside the goal. He was near his post.
Oh.
He was just watching. He could have made a tackle. Maybe he was scared to catch it with his hands for a potential handball because of the rule that if the player passes the ball back to the goalkeeper in their box, they can't catch it with their hands.
Okay.
They need to play it on their feet.
What happens if they catch it with their hands?
It's a free kick in the penalty box.
Oh. So not a penalty kick, though.
Yeah, but a free kick in the penalty box.
Okay.
So, but you could just try to slide tackle the ball, just run over there and kick it out.
Or
just do something like that. But he just stood there.
And let it happen. Yeah. So speaking of free kick versus penalty kick, so free kick, they line up all their players.
Yes.
Right. So you have an opportunity to try to block it. As opposed to a penalty kick, it's just you versus the goalkeeper. So Grandma had a question that she was asking me about free kicks and about how they line up. So what was your question?
My question was, when they line up, why does one of the players lie down behind the line facing the other way?
So that's, how in a wall, the players will jump up if the player kicks it into the air. A player who was known for exploiting this thing was Ronaldinho, where instead of kicking the ball in the air, he would kick it on the ground, low driven, so the players would jump up and the ball would just go through there, and the goalkeeper might not even be able to see it. And so it's just a free goal. So now players now go under there. So if you try and do it on the ground one, it'll just hit their back. So
Got it.
And they do it. They face their body at the face of goal, so they don't have a handball or hit their face. taking it in the back's probably a little bit better than taking it in the chest or stomach. So
Yeah. So
Okay.
we had that's
Great.
a bonus Soccer 101
Yes.
this week. So
Yes.
very good. Okay, so that's kind of how all of our matchup participants are doing. The next thing we want to talk about is we are back to having Champions League games this week. So next episode, we will update on Champions League games and on league games by the next time that we film. So who is everybody's team playing this week in Champions League? I know Liverpool is playing Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht Frankfurt. Yeah. I don't
Okay.
even know if I'm spelling it right. But
Eintracht Frankfurt, something like that. Yep, from Bundesliga. Okay. Who's Barcelona playing?
Olympiacos, they are a Greek team.
Oh.
Fun fact, they won the Europa Conference League in the 23-24 season.
Oh, fun. Okay.
So-
That's exciting. So I had not thought about the fact that Greece had
A league.
a league, but they do. So that's very cool. All right. And who is Real Madrid playing?
Juventus.
Okay. And Juventus is a Serie A team, so
Yes.
from Italy, and has an American on
Yes,
it.
Wesleyan McKinney.
Okay. So the exciting, again, lots of soccer going on, football going on. We had international breaks, so a lot of these players were playing for their country teams. And then we've got back to league, and then we have UCL, or for Aston Villa, they're playing in the Europa League.
Yep.
So a lot going on. And again, as a new fan, one of those things that I have worked hard to learn is how to keep all of this separate, and where the games have meaning, and keeping up with that. And so that's one of the things that we want to help you understand as well. So, all right, we'll look forward to Champions League games this week. One of the things that we're going to start doing in this podcast is we are going to start having interviews with other fans, with other people who play soccer/football, with supporter clubs throughout the United States and other places. And so this week, we don't have anyone set up, but next week we will have our first interview. And I believe we will be interviewing a family from Argentina who is here, who are huge Messi and Argentina fans. And so we're going to talk to them about, do they have a favorite club team as well? What is their favorite thing about the sport? How did they end up here? And just get to know more about them. Our hope is that as we try to bring new people into following the sport, as you learn about other fans and how they became connected with the sport and what they love about it, you might find somebody that you click with and connect with, and it helps you on your journey as well. So we'll start doing that. Anything else you want to talk about?
Are we going to Miami?
Oh, we're going to Miami.
Yes.
That's right. So, controversial but exciting news. Today we learned that Barcelona and Villarreal will be playing a regular league game in Miami in the United States. So that's taking place on December 20th. And Chase, what do you think about that?
So I think I can understand about the players not liking it from other teams, the fans not liking it, and just the teams in general, other teams in La Liga not liking it. I can understand why, because, Villarreal's losing a home game. It's not even going to be a neutral stadium, because we know Barcelona is a very dominant, big club.
A lot of fans,
Especially in the
worldwide.
United
Yes.
States. It's a ton of, like Madrid and Barca in countries like the United States. So it's basically going to be, Barca's going to have 2 home games against Villarreal, basically. I can understand that. But it's in America. It's in Miami.
And we're going.
So
So we're
it's better
looking
than going
forward
to Barcelona
That's
to watch
right.
a game.
That's right. Although we're still going to do that.
We'll still do it.
But yes, so we're excited. So Grandma, tell us, as a Real Madrid fan, what happened at your game and games across La Liga in response to this?
Okay, so every game in La Liga this weekend, there was a 15-second delay before the start of the game. The whistle would blow, and all the players would remain standing. No one moved for 15 seconds in opposition of this game being played in the United States.
And why were they mad?
They are unhappy because the players' union was not considered at all in conversations or decision making with regard to this game.
So we have a lot of dog and cat stuff going on right now. This episode has taken us a long time to get filmed, and so dogs and cats are over it and ready to be fed. So, but anyway, we are looking forward to that game in Miami, and again, we are understanding of how fans feel and players feel, but as fans here in the United States, we are looking forward to getting to go.
It's a bad thing, but it's in Miami, so we'll go.
So we'll go. So December 20th, and we will do some content from there, and we'll share everything that we can with people so that you can experience it as well. So I think that's it. I think the only thing for me, I would like to take this opportunity to make one last plea to Coach Arne Slot. I've talked about Liverpool, and I've talked about being a little bit disappointed, and I would like to maybe ask, could you please consider playing Ekitike
in the starting lineup?
And it's not necessarily, I'm not saying instead of Isak, but perhaps with, I don't know. Again, I'm new to the sport, so I don't understand all of the where you can put people because I don't want to not play Gakpo and I don't want to not play Salah.
And this is the problem that
you just don't have enough spots for all of these players. But
can't put 12 players on there.
Arnie, if you would consider playing Ekitike in the starting lineup, thank you. That would be great. Okay, that's the last thing I have. You guys have anything else?
I'm sure you're not the only one saying that. But.
I'm sure I'm not the only one. And if you also feel this way, please, in the comments, feel free to add that. So, all right. I think that's all we have for this week. Thank you for joining us. Oh, please subscribe and like this video wherever you're watching, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. We are trying to get to 500 followers on YouTube. It's our first goal that we have. And once we do that, we're going to do a giveaway, something fun. So please subscribe and help us. And we appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Thank you.